Hey everybody, TGIF here, aka TGIF. And earlier in the week I talked about the brain being hijacked. And one of the primary purposes here with athletes in recovery is to be a bridge from early recovery to long-term sobriety by sharing our experiences, how we overcame the odds, how we learned to beat addiction, basically strategies and methods. We tell stories about what our struggle was, what the problem was, and how we arrived at a solution. So early in the week I talked about when the brain is hijacked, and I talked about some people that get one DUI, move past one DUI, and get a second DUI. Some people even get a third DUI. I've seen people get 4 DUIs. And when I talked about those individuals, I talked about not only them having their brain hijacked, but I talked about the main reason why I talked about that is for people to understand when the brain is under acute addiction, when the brain is addicted, it's not functioning properly, and therefore all senses of a person having reasonable responsibilities are out the window. It explains why, despite catastrophic consequences, person having a third DUI, they'll get another DUI because their brain is hijacked. It's not functioning properly. And so another example of the brain being hijacked, when I've been to recovery, my first treatment center, it was a 4-week program, and then there was graduated to outpatient. So I did the 4 weeks. I went on the fast track. I graduated. I completed treatment, and then I went on and then I was eligible to go start working. Well, I fortunately had work lined up, and I immediately started working. But here's what happened. Because I didn't have a sober coach, I didn't have a sponsor, I didn't have a mentor, I didn't have an accountability component in my recovery, I immediately relapsed. However, my relapses consist of just catching a buzz, having a couple beers, and that's it. And I typically do it in the evening. So here's what happened. I relapsed on a Friday night, and my addiction just kicked right back in. I went straight back into drinking every day. But not during the day. I never drank during the day, only in the evenings. So here I was at the sober living, and I was drinking every day. Because I wasn't getting drunk, they didn't even really suspect me. In fact, it escalated to a point where I was drinking at the sober living. And so reflecting back, I could see how my brain was hijacked by active addiction, and I didn't even remember, okay? It wasn't even conscious of me that I was still in treatment. I was still in rehab. I was still in aftercare. It never even crossed my mind. And that is because my addiction was active, completely active. It hijacked my brain. Anyway, that is an explanation, okay, why people relapse and despite catastrophic consequences.